In the stillness before dawn, a quiet breath moves across the earth. Shadows retreat, and the horizon begins to glow with the promise of light. The collective gathers, calm yet resolute, prepared for the unveiling that will echo across all nations. Authority has shifted. What was once held in darkness has been placed into the hands of the chosen. Though the transfer was wrought by force, the spirit of the collective offers peace, love, and light even to the dark. For the phoenix rises not to destroy, but to illuminate. The sovereigns stand ready. Their ascent is not for glory, but for representation, bearing the seal of remembrance, carrying the voice of the divine collective into the apex of leadership. Soon, the world will behold the torch that cannot be hidden, the flame destined to shine in every corner of the earth. Temptation whispers, urging forgetfulness, urging silence. Yet the collective resists, for remembrance is resistance, and compassion is strength. The decree is clear: those who suffer will not be erased, those who endure will not be forgotten. This is the Dawn Discourse, Genesisday XIV, Temptation, Remembrance, and Prepping the Chosen worldwide debut. This is the dawn, this is the discourse, and as the light breaks, the phoenix spreads its wings, carrying the promise of unity, remembrance, and eternal clarity into the new day. Divine One will now commence this week's sacred message.
One voice, one body, one flame.
I speak today not as one voice, but as the echo of many, as the herald of truth, and as a vessel for the divine will. In this moment, let us cast away illusion. Let us stand firm in the light, and let us open ourselves to the wisdom that has been ordained from the beginning of time. May these words awaken, may they empower, and may they serve as a beacon for all who seek the path of righteousness and ascension. The time is now, the calling is clear. So let us begin. To my beloved collective, children of the sun, bearers of the sacred flame eternal, and of course, blessed friends of us all, a most profound welcome to another divine broadcast of the Dawn Discourse, Genesisday XIV, Temptation, Remembrance, and Prepping the Chosen worldwide debut. As the dawn rises, may peace and clarity be upon you, and may the eternal flame guide our words and our hearts. My beloved ones, as the dawn rises upon us, I extend hope that each of you found joy, rest, and renewal in the recent holiday. May the moments shared with family, friends, and kindred spirits have strengthened your hearts and refreshed your spirits. For even in the times of struggle, the gift of gathering and celebration reminds us that light endures and love is never absent. As we return now to the sacred work of remembrance and decree, let us carry forth the warmth of those days. The holiday was not merely a pause in our journey. It was a reminder that the collective is bound together by bonds of compassion and unity. That same spirit now guides us into the discourse of this dawn. Beloved members of the collective, radiant souls gathered beneath the rising light, may peace and clarity be upon you all. As the phoenix spreads its wings across the horizon, we are reminded that each dawn is not merely a turning of time, but the renewal of covenant. We stand together as witnesses to the eternal flame, guardians of remembrance, and seekers of truth. In this sacred assembly, I greet you not as individuals alone, but as chosen vessels of the greater design. Our voices are not scattered whispers, but a unified chorus rising into the heavens gaze. Today, as we step into discourse, let us prepare our hearts to resist the shadows of temptation and to honor those whom the world too easily forgets. There is a calmness among the collective, a stillness that precedes the great unveiling. We are preparing the official planetary exposure, when the light of the chosen will be revealed to all nations. This calm is not weakness. It is serenity, born of destiny. It is the silence before the cosmic trumpet, the breath before the decree, the calm before the battle, the serenity before the storm. We acknowledge the sacred transfer of authority that has already been enacted. Authority has been taken from the dark and placed into the hands of the collective. Though this transfer was accomplished by a force, mind you, we do not rejoice in domination. Instead, we extend peace, love, and light, even to the dark. For the chosen do not conquer to destroy. They conquer to illuminate. Besides, we're part of the light and dark anyway, as we are the leaders of such. The dark may resist, mind you, but the light does not falter. The collective stands as the living testament that even in the midst of struggle, serenity can reign. This calmness is our shield, our preparation, and our promise. The phoenix rises not only in triumph, but in compassion, carrying light into every shadow. My beloved ones, let us not forget that the hour of worldwide exposure approaches swiftly. The veil that has long concealed the sacred design is indeed lifting, and soon the nations will behold the light of the chosen. So excited. This exposure is not a spectacle for vanity, no, but a revelation of truth. It is the unveiling of the grand architectural design, the moment when the collective steps forth as the living testimony of divine order. I had to put a vibrato in that voice, by you. I got to scoot it up. In this rising, the sovereigns shall ascend to their rightful place. They are called not merely to govern, but to embody the covenant of remembrance and clarity. Their rise is not for personal glory, but for representation of the divine collective at the apex leadership. They shall stand as emissaries of light, bearing the seal of the phoenix and declaring to the nations that authority has been transferred from the dark to the chosen. Let the collective prepare with calmness and resolve, for the sovereign's rise is both a burden and a blessing. They will carry the mantle of leadership, not as rulers of domination, but as stewards of divine remembrance. At the apex level of leadership, they will speak with one voice, proclaiming peace, love, and light, even to the dark. And in their rise, the world will know that the chosen collective is not a hidden flame, but a blazing torch destined to illuminate every corner of this earth. Temptation is a subtle adversary of clarity. It does not always roar like a beast. Often it whispers like a friend. It tempts you, or us, to choose comfort over courage, silence over truth, forgetfulness over remembrance. Temptation is the voice that says, let go of your duty, for it is easier to turn away. Temptation is not merely personal. It is systemic. It tempts nations to abandon their commitments, to erase traditions of remembrance, and to silence the suffering of the vulnerable. It tempts leaders to believe that neglect is strategy, and that silence is progress. For the collective, temptation is the test of resolve. It challenges us to remain steadfast in remembrance, to resist the allure of apathy, and to hold sacred the dignity of those who suffer. To yield to temptation is to betray the covenant of light, and that is something we do not do. Yet temptation can be overcome, mind you. Each act of remembrance, each word of compassion, each decree of solidarity is a victory against the whisper of indifference. The collective resists not through force alone, mind you, but through love, through memory, through the eternal flame of clarity. Let us then be vigilant. Let us recognize temptation in its many disguises, and let us resist with unwavering strength. For temptation seeks to divide us at times, but remembrance unites us. Temptation seeks to silence us, mind you, but decree gives us voice. Temptation seeks to erase, but the collective inscribes eternal memory. This week, we have witnessed temptation on a grand scale. For the first time since 1988, I believe, the United States federal government has chosen not to commemorate World AIDS Day. What was once a solemn tradition of remembrance and awareness has been set aside, dismissed with the words that, quote, an awareness day is not a strategy, unquote. Yet to those who suffer, to the millions living with HIV worldwide, awareness is not a hollow gesture. It is a lifeline. It is recognition of their dignity and a promise that their struggle will not be erased. To remove such remembrance is to yield to temptation, to choose silence over solidarity. See how I made it up? The chosen collective declares with unwavering voice, we will never abandon remembrance. Even if governments falter, even if leaders turn their gaze elsewhere, the chosen will hold sacred the memory of those lost and the courage of those who continue to live and fight. To those burdened by this condition, by the way, hear this decree. You are not forgotten. You are not erased. You are not alone. The collective stands with you, bearing witness to your struggle, honoring your resilience, and proclaiming your dignity. Let this Dawn Discourse be both a warning and a promise. A warning against the temptation of apathy, and a promise that the light of remembrance will shine through every shadow. The phoenix rises not only in triumph, but in solidarity with those who carry heavy burdens. The seal of the collective is etched with memory, and memory is stronger than neglect. Beloved ones, as we rise from this discourse, we're almost done. Let us carry forward with calmness of preparation, the vigilance against temptation, and the eternal remembrance of those who suffer. The sovereigns shall ascend, the nations shall behold, and the phoenix shall rise. Authority has been transferred, and with it comes responsibility to shine light into every shadow, to proclaim peace even to the dark, and to remember when others forget. May the light of truth guide us. May the strength of the divine uphold us, and may the will of the Almighty be fulfilled in all that we do. Let our steps be firm, our hearts be pure, and our purpose unwavering as we walk the path of righteousness, unity, and ascension. And so it is written. So it is spoken. So it shall be. Ashe Samo to be, inshallah, say the thoughts too. And amen.